Well, hey, good morning, guys. Brent Abel here at webtennis.com. What is going on out there today? Hope you're having a spectacular day so far, wherever you are. Once again, here in the California desert, Rancho Mirage, California, the Mission Hills Country Club. And going to be a decent day. You know, it's not like quite the 73 or 74 we've had recently. Low 60s today. It's all right. Going to get in the grass late this morning, about 11 o'clock, which will be good. That'll be fun. Some doubles. So, guys, look, I'm assuming you're pretty busy here. Christmas Eve day, probably trying to get ready for the big festivities. I know a little rough on everybody in terms of family stuff. I'm going to be Zooming with my three daughters tomorrow, which will be better than not, right? But anyway, listen, hope you guys are doing great. And I got three little things I want to get out today. I suppose I could have done them, one at a time, but you know what? Stocking stuffer, Christmas present, holiday cheer, whatever. I want to help you out. So look, first thing is a pretty funny story. And this is back when I actually won my first national title, a gold ball in the 35 hard courts. I recently shared that story about, and that was in 1984. The year before, 1983, was my first year in the 35s, and had gone down to San Antonio, Texas, with my doubles partner Rob Olson at the time, and we thought we were pretty, hot stuff coming out of Northern California. We'd won some tournaments, and we thought we were pretty good. We went down to San Antonio. I promptly got beat straight sets in the first round of singles. And so we went out the next, maybe, I can't remember, the next day or later that afternoon, and thinking, all right, well, at least we've got the, hey, Joe, Merry Christmas to you too. Thank you. And thinking that, all right, well, at least we got the doubles. And of course, we went down in doubles as well to I don't know, some guys who got beat the next day. Owen, I will give a shout out to Desiree for sure. We're playing some doubles today with the number 25 ranked WTA doubles player in the world this morning at 11. I'm sure she's going to be kicking my butt all day long because Owen's decided that he gets to partner with her. But that's okay because I got Morgan McIntosh, who I think is going to be able to carry me. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. So where was I? Yeah. So Robbie and I, right, we end up getting thumped in the first round of doubles in San Antonio. We come back the next year in 1984. And we, as I've told you guys, we just had practiced the entire year of doing that cross-court doubles thing, shadow doubles. And for me specifically, I was working on the return to serve. And even more specifically about the second serve, return to serve, and really thinking of it as an approach shot. And, I had the benefit of partnering with Rob Olson, and he and I were working together at the time, and we were right there at the Moraga Country Club. So we could sneak away from work, around lunchtime every day and go get a good, little 60, 90 minute, play some doubles points. And he had a big time serve. He had a nice kicker. I mean, he had one of the real big serves. And so for me, I got desensitized over that year in terms of how to handle that serve. And so the next year, 1984, we work our way to the finals, and we've beaten some really good teams. I mean, yikes. When I look back at some of the names in that draw, and it was a full round of 64, there were no buys. We were unseeded, and I've told you that story. But so we get in the finals, and we're just at that point, it's like, this is just icing on the cake. No matter what happens here, and so we loosened up. I know for me, I played one of the matches in my life in terms of returning serve and just, so anyway, we won the first set 6-1, and we break serve at them serving at 2-4 in the second. And now it's my turn to serve at 5-2 for the match. And so we're sitting down after break and serve, and you got your little your 90-second sit down, and we're sitting next to each other. And Rob, now I'm just trying to stay focused, trying to not look ahead. The only thing I'm really thinking about is, well, how do I want to start this first point when I serve? want to make sure I get the first serve in, right? This is a big deal, right? 6-1, 5-2. We're now serving for a gold ball. We're serving for the title. And so Rob he keeps kind of giving me a little, tap on the knee going, God, man, we're just about to win a gold ball. And I'm going, he kept doing it a couple of times. And I just said, Robbie, shut up. We haven't done anything yet. We haven't done a darn thing. Come on, let's get focused on this first point. He goes, oh, okay, whatever. And so we go out there and work our way to 40-15 and double match point. And so I had a good serve, and we're playing against Dennis Trout and Steve Cornell. Dennis is in the deuce court, and I hit a good serve to the body to Dennis, and he just kind of, somehow fluffs it back to Rob. And by the way, I mentioned Rob had a great serve. He had even a greater overhead. I mean, it was loud. It was one of those things that it sounded different than everyone else's overhead. And so here we go. It's now 40-15. I hit a good serve, first serve to Dennis, fluffs it up. Rob goes back, and it's a short lob. I mean, he's basically in the middle of his service box, and he hits it. It's loud, but it ends up in the bottom of the net. And I go, okay, all right. And he turns around, he goes, okay, hey, sorry, man, no big deal. I go, okay, great, okay, fine. So now it's 40-30. So I'm serving to Steve Cornell, and I hit another good serve, first serve right to the body, same exact thing. And Steve kind of fluffs it up to Rob. Again, a short lob. He's right in the middle of the box. And I'm thinking, well, right, he's not going to miss two in a row. And so sure enough, he darn near hits the back fence with his overhead. And he turns around and he looks at me with this look of horror like, oh my God, maybe I jinxed us. I jinxed us when I was talking about the stuff when we were in the bench there before the game and the side change. And I was saying about to win a gold ball. And he kind of walked back and he kind of looked at me like, and I just say, hey, look, it's all right. It's okay. Here we go. So now it's deuce. And I end up hitting another good serve. I mean, look, and I hit this one out wide, right? And Dennis reaches out and barely touches the serve, and it doesn't come back. And Rob turns around and looks at me with this look of, oh, thank you, man. Thank you so much for, not letting him return the serve. And hey, Jeffrey, good morning. We're looking forward to seeing you on Sunday. And then, so now it's match point again, and I'm serving to Steve, and Steve's figured this thing out. He's going to go, well, if I can get my racket on this serve, I'm playing every ball to Rob Olson. And Robbie, I love you, but this is a true story, man. So I hit it, I can't remember if it was the first serve or second serve, whatever it was, but I hit it to Steve. And he goes over there and just plays a standard ground stroke. Can't remember his forehand back. Just plays it right at Rob. And Rob, he plays his volley and just pushes it back to Steve. And Steve goes, okay, I'm going to play another, shot to, whoop, did I lose you there? Whoa. No. Okay, good. Something happened here with my computer. Anyway, so Steve plays the second ball right back to Rob, and he just pushes it. You can hear the grip tension just squeezing the racket handle like there's no tomorrow. And finally, Rob keeps pushing balls back. Steve must have hit 4 or 5 ground strokes, nothing big, but he was going to let Rob, chunk another one. And finally, Steve misses a ball, right? And so we end up winning this title. And Robbie comes up to me and he's just got this look of, look, I will never, ever do that again. I will never, ever at 6-1, 5-2 in the side change going, hey, baby, we're going to win a gold ball. So what's up, niece, Trip? Good to see you. Yeah, guys, Alexa would love to hear from you this morning. Just go ahead and drop something in the comments area. So look, the point there is that, and we've all heard this a million times, don't look ahead. Don't look ahead. And because, look, I've actually beaten guys before, and I learned the lesson. Fortunately for me, I learned the lesson on the other side of the coin where I'd lost the first set. I was down 2 breaks in the second, and and the guy over there kind of started screwing around a little bit. And the next thing you know, it's now a dogfight in the second. I eke out the second, and he's ticked, right? Because he's screwed around when he was way ahead. And I end up winning the third set pretty easily. So fight that voice that is telling you, oh boy, we got this thing wrapped up. And there's that other voice that also goes, oh boy, please let him give me the rest of the match. Just keep working. I sent you that message a couple of days ago. Just keep working until you get through the finish line. You never know. All right. Thing number 2 is, one of the things I like to do is, and we talked yesterday about the 7 habits that I've got in a warm up. And by the way, if you want to share today's video, just click the share button. Whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, go ahead and do that. And I'm more than happy to, if you let me know, just drop it in the comments area or shoot me an email, even better, brent@webtennis.com, and just let me know you shared it. And I'm more than happy to give you, I got a copy of my 7 warm-up habits that I do. But one of the things that I like to do is not only in the warm-up, and it's kind of like a bonus, I don't know, maybe it's number 8, but I like to feel smooth, right? I like to feel the tempo of the swing, where I'm in charge of the tempo, right? Tempo is kind of the swing speed, right? That's at the same swing speed, or it's got some tempo to it. And from when you start the swing and when you go through the ball, you're not herky jerky through it. You're practicing being smooth. And so what I would encourage you to do is, in your warm up, get that feeling. What's smooth? And take that with you into the first couple of games. You might have a strategy in mind, that's fine. But how can you get that feeling of smooth? Because in the end, you're going to be a more consistent shot maker, assuming that you've got good footwork in terms of creating space to the path of that incoming ball, so that the swing technique gets to be simple, so that your point of contact, you get to receive the ball when you want it rather than kind of reach out and fight it. But try to feel that you can be smooth. And, you can be smooth on the serve. You can be smooth on any stroke, but be conscious of it. Like in the warm-up, be conscious of your groundies being smooth, tempo. On the overhead, smooth it. Don't bang it. Smooth it out. So get out there and figure that one out. And then the third thing here I've got for you is something that my good friend Owen and I talked about yesterday. And that is, and I've talked a lot about recently about the 4-part, or my 4-part between points routine that has, it just made me such a better player when I first of all understood the value of managing the 80% of the time on the court during a match, which is in between points or on side changes. About 20% of the time is all that we spend actually playing points. So for me, once I understood that if I could manage the 80%, I had a way better chance of being able to be more consistent and be able to have better clarity during the 20% of the match. And so one of the things that Owen and I talked about yesterday was, well, what is that thing that you do immediately after the point's over? And we've talked recently about, don't be the big berater. Don't be if you chunk one, don't go crazy. Just don't do it. And so how do you stop berating yourself? How do you start to create a new habit where you don't do it? Well, one thing you could do, and this is what I did when I finally got the epiphany of, well, wait a minute, maybe if I stop beating myself up after I miss a ball, that might help me somewhere down the road in the match, or maybe whatever. And so what I did, and this is something that Owen and I talked about yesterday, was right at the end of the point, rather than trying to go, well, I'm going to have no emotion. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to be dead. I don't know. The problem for me with that is that when I tried to do nothing, I just white knuckled my way through that between point time. I just held on for dear life with absolute, with trying to do nothing. And so the advice I'm going to give you is if you're trying to make that transition from being the great berater, where you're beating yourself up, is do something proactive at the end of a point. Actually have a plan. What is the word? What is the phrase? For me, I just kind of hum or sing a song to myself, right? I've got the hook to a song and already pre-planned out for that day, for that match. It might be, today I might do this. Tomorrow I might be, singing or humming a different song for 4 or 5 seconds right after the point's over. But for me, what it does is it gets rid of the white knuckling right after the point's over of trying to do absolutely nothing. And a lot of people think I'm crazy for, bringing music into my tennis match. And, look, for 99% of the players out there, might not be the right proactive thing to do at the end of a point. You might be better off telling yourself a word, a phrase. I don't know. You got to figure that one out on your own. But be proactive at the end of a point in terms of how you think. And I think what you'll find is that helps you calm down a lot quicker than I'm just not going to do anything. I'm going to be, Mr. Stowe said, we'll take it like a man. All right, well, I didn't quite get what that meant back in the day. I thought it was, all right, be Mr. Stoic, be Mr. Non-emotional, and don't do anything. So thank you, Jim Lohr, for decades ago putting that thought in my mind that there's a 4-part between points routine that's really helped me out. And it's helped me win some matches. I know it has, where I've been hanging on for dear life against one of the top guys, and I haven't gotten ahead of myself. That was little stocking stuffer number 1 today, the R.O. Robbie story. And it's easy to get ahead of yourself, especially when you're out there playing against one of the top guys or someone that you've never beat before. And all you want to do is just get to the finish line and be able to get off the court. And if that's your thinking at the end of a point, what do I have to do? Get ticked off because you had an easy ball to put away, you couldn't do it, and now you've kind of let this guy back in the match. There's a better way, and that's to be proactive at the end of each point with how you think. So I hope this has helped, guys. Happy holidays to you today, guys. Thanks for hanging out, and yeah, looking forward to this doubles match today at 11 o'clock with Desiree. I'd love to be able to know how to pronounce her name. Krazik, I think is what it is. Anyway, she's currently ranked number 25 in the world in women's doubles. Kind of good. Anyway, guys, with that, get out there today. Help someone else have a spectacular day. And yes, I will be here for your entertainment tomorrow morning, Christmas morning, 7 a.m. And I'll see you then, guys. Have a great day.